Across the world's wildest places, a relentless drama of survival plays out. From the sun-baked plains of Africa to the misty rainforests, frozen tundras, and the unforgiving deserts, nature's stage is set for a spectacle that never truly ends. But nowhere is this theatre more stark, more raw than in the desert, a land of extremes, where life clings to existence with astonishing tenacity. Here, under a relentless sun, animals are locked in a daily contest of strength, speed, and cunning. Every sunrise brings new challenges: the search for water, the hunt for food, the need to avoid becoming prey. Every sunset marks the survivors of another day, their stories etched in the sand. Each species is armed with unique adaptations: razor-sharp beaks, powerful claws, blinding speed, or perfect camouflage. In the desert, these tools are honed by generations of evolution. The fennec fox's ears radiate heat, the viper's scales reflect sunlight, and the lizard's skin mimics the shifting colors of the sand. Every trait is a testament to the struggle for existence. Beneath the beauty of the landscape, every moment is charged with tension: a sudden leap, a silent burrow, a shadow gliding overhead. The ever-present threat of predator and prey is heightened by the scarcity of resources. Even the gentlest breeze can signal danger or opportunity, carrying the scent of a hunter or the promise of a distant oasis. These encounters reveal the raw essence of nature, where every action ripples through the ecosystem. The migration of a herd, the sudden appearance of a predator, the leap of a lizard, all are threads in a vast, interconnected web. In the desert, every drop of water, every blade of grass is precious. The hunter culls the weak, ensuring only the fittest survive to pass on their genes. The falcon's dive is swift and silent. The snake's strike is lightning fast. Each hunt is a test of skill and timing, a dance between life and death. The scavenger cleans the land, recycling life back into the earth. Beetles break down what is left behind, and vultures soar on thermals, ever watchful for the next opportunity. Nothing is wasted. Every scrap of life is returned to the cycle. Even the smallest insect plays a vital role, pollinating the hardy plants that dot the landscape or breaking down the fallen. Their tireless work sustains the fragile balance of the desert ecosystem. These strategies aren't born of malice, but necessity, driving evolution and resilience. Every adaptation is a response to the challenges of the wild, shaping life in remarkable ways. In the desert, survival means constant change, and only the most adaptable endure. In this journey, we'll witness lightning-fast reflexes, unwavering parental courage, and the fierce determination to protect the next generation. The Roadrunner's speed is legendary, the sandgrouse's devotion unmatched. We'll see the genius of coordinated hunters, where teamwork and communication turn the odds in their favor. Jackals strategize, meerkats warn each other of danger, and every member of the group has a role to play. These are not just tales of aggression, but stories of intelligence, cooperation, and the will to survive. Bonds are formed, knowledge is shared, and communities thrive against the odds. Even in the harshest environments, they define the wild, reminding us of both its power and fragility. The balance is delicate, and every creature plays its part in maintaining it. A single sandstorm can reshape the land. A single oasis can mean life or death. Let's step into this unseen theatre where every day is a battle for life, and every victory is hard-won. In the desert, every heartbeat is a gamble, every movement a calculated risk. The wild story is one of constant adaptation and awe. It is a living testament to the resilience and wonder of life on Earth, especially in the world's most unforgiving places, where the unseen theatre of the wild is always in motion. In the scorching American Southwest, where the relentless sun scorches the earth and the land stretches endlessly in a patchwork of sand, rock, and hardy shrubs, survival is a daily test. Here, every shadow and every movement could mean life or death. The desert is a world shaped by extremes: searing heat by day, chilling cold by night, and a scarcity of water that challenges every creature to adapt or perish. In this unforgiving landscape, a greater Roadrunner locks eyes with a formidable adversary, a western diamondback rattlesnake. Both are icons of the desert, each perfectly evolved for their roles as hunter and hunted. The rattlesnake, coiled and ready, is a master of ambush, its patterned scales blending seamlessly with the sandy ground, while the Roadrunner, alert and poised, is a paragon of speed and cunning. Most desert dwellers would retreat from such a threat, but the Roadrunner sees opportunity where others see danger. With sharp, unblinking eyes, it studies the snake's every twitch, gauging distance and intent. The bird's slender legs are coiled like springs, ready to launch it away from danger or toward its target in a heartbeat. The Roadrunner begins to circle, its tail held high for balance, wings flicking in calculated bursts. Each movement is deliberate, a dance designed to confuse and distract the snake, drawing its attention away from the bird's true intentions. The rattlesnake, sensing the threat, rattles its tail in warning, its head tracking the bird's every move, muscles tensed for a strike. Suddenly the rattlesnake lashes out, its strike a blur of motion, fangs bared and venom ready, but the Roadrunner is faster still, leaping aside with split-second timing. This deadly exchange repeats, each attack and dodge a testament to the razor-sharp reflexes honed by countless generations of survival in the desert's crucible. The confrontation becomes a battle of endurance and nerve. The Roadrunner never lets its guard down, always moving, always watching. The snake, forced to defend itself, expends precious energy with every failed strike. The air shimmers with heat, and the only sounds are the rattle's warning and the soft crunch of sand beneath nimble feet. As the minutes drag on and the sun climbs higher, the rattlesnake's stamina begins to wane. Its strikes lose their speed, its coils loosen, and its tongue flicks the air in search of an escape. The Roadrunner senses the shift, its patience unwavering, waiting for the precise moment when the snake's defenses falter. In a flash, the Roadrunner seizes its chance. It darts forward with astonishing speed, beak aimed with surgical precision just behind the snake's head. The bird's grip is unyielding, pinning the dangerous reptile to the ground, neutralizing the threat of venomous fangs. With swift, brutal efficiency, the Roadrunner lifts the snake and slams it against a nearby rock. This act is not born of malice, but necessity, a method perfected by instinct to ensure the snake is subdued and the risk of injury is minimized. Victorious, the Roadrunner stands over its vanquished foe, feathers ruffled and eyes bright with the triumph of survival. This moment is the culmination of countless adaptations, speed, intelligence, and audacity, all converging in a single decisive encounter. In this harsh world, speed and strategy are the ultimate weapons. The Roadrunner's quick thinking and agility have outmatched the snake's venom and brute force, proving that in the desert, brains can be just as powerful as brawn. Every day in the desert is a gauntlet, and only the boldest and most adaptable survive. The Roadrunner's willingness to face danger head-on, to take calculated risks, is what sets it apart in this unforgiving ecosystem. Each encounter between predator and prey is a test of evolutionary ingenuity. The desert is a living laboratory where only the most resourceful and daring creatures can thrive, and every confrontation shapes the future of both hunter and hunted. The Roadrunner's victory is not mere luck, it is the result of generations shaped by the relentless pressures of natural selection. Every feather, every instinct, every burst of speed has been honed for moments like this. In the wild, the line between predator and prey is ever shifting. Even the most feared hunter can become the hunted, and the balance of power can change in the blink of an eye. The drama of survival plays out every day beneath the desert sun. Here, adaptation is the only constant, and only the most resilient endure. In this world without mercy, the Roadrunner's triumph is a fleeting victory in the endless struggle for life. In the vast sun-baked deserts and open plains, the ostrich stands as a sentinel, its keen eyes scanning the horizon for the faintest sign of movement. With vision sharper than most creatures, it can spot predators from kilometers away, its long neck rising above the grasses to catch every detail. The ostrich's hearing is equally acute, attuned to the subtle rustle of a stalking jackal or the distant calls of other wildlife. Every sense is on high alert, every muscle ready to spring into action. Flightless but built for speed, the ostrich relies on powerful legs to escape danger, reaching 70 kilometers per hour in a blur of feathers and dust. When threatened, it can pivot and kick with astonishing force, a blow strong enough to deter even the boldest hyena. During nesting, vigilance intensifies. Both parents share the duty of incubating their eggs, one blending with the sun-bleached earth by day, the other melting into the shadows at night. Their camouflage is their first line of defense, but their awareness never wavers. The desert is alive with other creatures, curious antelope, prowling predators, and flocks of smaller birds. The ostrich interacts with them all, sometimes sharing warning signals, sometimes standing alone against a threat. When danger approaches, the ostrich may feign injury, luring predators away from vulnerable chicks. Its tactics are clever, its resolve unbreakable. As the chicks hatch, the parent's vigilance only grows. Tiny and exposed, the young rely on their guardian's sharp senses and swift reactions. The family moves as one, crossing the harsh landscape, always alert, always ready. The devotion of the ostrich is fierce. It will face down jackals, hyenas, and even eagles, risking everything to protect its brood. For the ostrich, survival is a relentless watchfulness, a tireless vigil shaped by the unforgiving desert and the constant presence of danger. Few chicks will survive to adulthood, but each one that does is a testament to the ostrich's extraordinary senses, survival tactics, and unwavering courage. In the harsh expanse of the desert, specialized avian predators have evolved extraordinary adaptations to thrive where few others can survive. Each species has developed unique hunting techniques perfectly suited to the arid environment and the elusive prey that inhabit it. The desert hawk, for instance, possesses acute vision, able to detect the slightest movement across the shimmering sands. With swift, silent flight, it glides above the dunes, then dives with precision to snatch up lizards or small mammals, relying on speed and accuracy to secure its meal. The Roadrunner, a ground-dwelling predator, uses its long legs to sprint across the hot terrain. It hunts on foot, chasing down insects, reptiles, and even venomous snakes. With lightning-fast reflexes, it delivers rapid strikes, subduing prey before danger can strike back. The burrowing owl takes advantage of the desert's open spaces, nesting in abandoned burrows and hunting at dawn and dusk. Its keen hearing and low silent flight allow it to ambush rodents and insects, making the most of the cooler hours when prey is active. Each desert bird's hunting style is a marvel of adaptation. Whether it's the hawk's aerial pursuit, the roadrunner's ground chase, or the owl's stealthy ambush, every technique is finely tuned to the challenges of the desert. These avian predators play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the desert ecosystem, regulating populations of insects, reptiles and small mammals, and ensuring the health of their arid habitats. Their methods may differ dramatically from high-speed chases to patient stalking, but the outcome is always the same: survival through remarkable specialization and adaptation to the desert's extremes. Whether soaring above the dunes, sprinting across the sand, or gliding silently at dusk, these birds are the desert's most efficient and resourceful hunters. Their success is evident in every calculated move, every focused gaze, and every perfectly timed strike, all shaped by the relentless demands of the desert. In the world of desert avian predators, evolution rewards both the bold risk-taker and the patient strategist, allowing a stunning variety of hunting techniques to flourish in this unforgiving landscape. The hunt is both art and necessity, a daily drama that reveals the ingenuity and resilience of these remarkable birds, perfectly adapted to the desert's challenges. Across the world's deserts and plains, teamwork is the secret to survival. In these harsh environments, animals must rely on each other, forging bonds that are as vital as water or shade. Take the African wild dog, for example. On Africa's plains, it is the master of cooperation. These painted wolves live in tight-knit packs, each member playing a role in raising pups and hunting. But they are not alone in their reliance on teamwork. In the desert, many species have developed intricate ways to communicate and coordinate. For wild dogs, only the alpha pair breeds, but the whole pack cares for the young, sharing food and protection. Their communication is subtle. High-pitched twittering, body language, and even synchronized movements signal intent and keep the group united. Their hunts are marvels of coordination. Dogs fan out, test herds, and communicate with subtle signals. In the desert, other animals like meerkats use alarm calls and sentinel duty, warning the group of danger and guiding them to food. Wild dogs target the weak, using endurance and strategy to run prey to exhaustion. Similarly, desert ants form living bridges and follow scent trails, working as a single organism to overcome obstacles and find resources. With a success rate among the highest of any predator, the wild dog's unity is their greatest weapon. In the desert, even birds like the sociable weaver build massive communal nests, sharing warmth and protection from predators. Meals are shared, with pups fed first. In meerkat mobs, the youngs are taught to hunt and are protected by the entire group, ensuring the next generation survives. In the wild, cooperation means survival. Every member has a role, from lookout to hunter, from caregiver to teacher. The wild dog's strength is its pack. But across the deserts it is this spirit of teamwork, silent signals, shared duties, and unwavering unity that allows animals to thrive where life is toughest. Together they are unstoppable. In the heart of the African wilderness, wild dogs face a daily struggle not only against their prey but against a host of formidable rivals that shape every aspect of their existence. Spotted hyenas and lions are the dominant forces on the savanna. Hyenas, with their powerful jaws and relentless persistence, often arrive in numbers to overwhelm wild dog packs, stealing hard-earned kills and forcing the dogs to retreat. When hyenas appear, wild dogs must make split-second decisions, stand their ground and risk injury, or abandon their meal to avoid a costly confrontation. These tense standoffs are a test of nerve and strategy. Lions, however, are the most dangerous adversaries. Far larger and stronger, lions will not only steal food but may actively hunt wild dogs, eliminating them as competition for territory and prey. The mere scent of a lion in the wind is enough to send a wild dog pack into high alert. They may change direction, abandon a den, or move their pups to safety, always prioritizing survival over confrontation. These constant threats have shaped the wild dog's behavior. They are always vigilant, rarely staying in one place for long, and move as a coordinated unit to reduce vulnerability. Their strength lies in their social bonds. By grooming, huddling, and keeping watch, they reinforce trust and ensure that every member of the pack is protected. Navigating a landscape filled with giants like elephants and buffalo, wild dogs rely on intelligence, teamwork, and adaptability to avoid danger and exploit opportunities. Every successful hunt is a triumph over adversity, a testament to their ability to outmaneuver both prey and rivals. In a world where danger lurks at every turn, the wild dog's resilience, unity, and sharp instincts are their greatest weapons for survival. Across the vast African savanna and the sun-baked deserts, every day is a delicate dance between conflict and coexistence. Here, survival is shaped by a complex web of relationships, where each species must navigate both rivalry and alliance. Power and cunning determine who claims a meal and who must yield. Lions dominate hyenas, hyenas challenge wild dogs, and jackals scavenge what's left. In the desert, foxes stalk lizards, snakes lie in wait for unwary birds, and every creature is both hunter and hunted. Every encounter is a calculated risk. Predators and prey size each other up, testing boundaries and reading intentions. A roadrunner may dart in to snatch a lizard, but must always watch for the sudden strike of a snake. This constant tension maintains the fragile balance of the ecosystem. Predators regulate each other, shaping not only populations but also the behaviors and strategies of every animal in the landscape. Smaller predators and scavengers, like jackals and mongooses, thrive on the margins. They seize opportunities left by larger rivals, cleaning up the remains and keeping the ecosystem healthy. The landscape is a mosaic of territories, each animal carving out a niche. From the smallest insect to the largest predator, every species defends its space, marking boundaries and signaling presence. Remove just one key player and the balance unravels. The absence of a single predator or prey can ripple through the ecosystem, affecting every other species in ways both subtle and profound. The drama of the savanna and desert is a web of competition and cooperation. At watering holes, rivals gather side by side, forced into uneasy truces by the need for water. Survival depends on knowing when to fight, when to flee, and when to coexist. Some moments demand aggression, others demand caution, and sometimes peace is the best strategy. In this intricate world, every role is vital. Each animal, from the swiftest hunter to the humblest scavenger, is a thread in the tapestry of life. Together, they create the balance that allows the desert and savanna to thrive. The desert is a living laboratory of physics where every adaptation is a response to extreme conditions. The ostrich's 70-kilometer-per-hour sprint is powered by long muscular legs, minimizing ground contact and maximizing stride efficiency, an evolutionary answer to open terrain and predators. Eagles harness gravity and aerodynamics, diving at over 160 kilometers per hour. Their talons, engineered for grip and force, secure prey with remarkable precision. Secretary birds deliver kicks with forces 5 times their body weight, a biomechanical adaptation that instantly neutralizes venomous snakes. Wild dogs rely on endurance and coordinated movement, covering kilometers in pursuit. Their stamina and teamwork increase hunting success in the vast desert. The shoebill strategy is patience, remaining motionless for hours, then striking with explosive acceleration to capture prey. Each adaptation, whether speed, power, stamina, or patience, is a finely tuned response to the desert's demands. In this environment, survival is determined by split-second reactions and the efficient use of force. The physics of these encounters decide the outcome, life or death, predator or prey. In the desert, the laws of physics shape every movement, every hunt, and every survival story. In the heart of the desert, the greatest battles are not just for survival, but for the future itself. Here, every species has learned to adapt. Roadrunners craft hidden nests, snakes renew themselves, and tortoises find refuge beneath the earth. When the rare rains come, the desert bursts to life. Plants bloom, insects emerge, and animals seize every opportunity. Survival here means resilience. Camouflage, patience, and keen senses are the tools of the desert's champions. Each day these creatures adapt, migrating, hiding, and emerging at just the right moment to thrive. Their resilience weaves the fabric of the desert, keeping the ecosystem in balance and harmony. If even one thread is lost, the desert's delicate web begins to unravel, yet every dawn brings hope. The desert's story is one of endurance, adaptation, and the promise of renewal. The future of the desert belongs to its wild inhabitants, resilient, resourceful, and ever-adapting. Their fight for the future continues, shaping a world where life endures against all odds. As the sun sinks beneath the horizon, the desert transforms. Temperatures plummet, and the parched landscape slips into a world of shadows. It is here, in the cool embrace of night, that a new cast of survivors takes the stage. Creatures exquisitely adapted for life after dark. From burrows and crevices, the tiny kangaroo rat emerges, its enormous eyes scanning for danger. With every leap, It covers astonishing distances, evading silent predators and seeking seeds scattered by the wind. Its fur-lined cheeks store precious food, a pantry for the long, hungry hours ahead. Gliding on silent wings, the barn owl rules the night skies. Its facial disc funnels the faintest sounds to razor-sharp ears, allowing it to strike unseen prey with uncanny precision. Below, the sidewinder snake glides effortlessly across the sand, its unique sideways motion leaving cryptic tracks behind. The snake's heat-sensing pits detect the warmth of a hidden rodent, guiding its hunt in total darkness. The desert fox, or fennec, prowls with oversized ears tuned to the slightest rustle. Its pale coat reflects the moonlight, rendering it nearly invisible as it stalks insects and small mammals. Nearby, scorpions glow an eerie blue beneath the stars, their exoskeletons shining in ultraviolet light, a mysterious adaptation still not fully understood by science. Interactions unfold in whispers and flickers, a gecko's sticky toes scaling vertical rock faces, a nighthawk swooping low to snap up moths, beetles tracing secretive paths across the sand. Every movement is a calculated risk, every shadow a potential threat or opportunity. In the nocturnal desert, survival is a silent ballet. Here vision sharpens, senses heighten, and the boundaries between hunter and hunted blur. Through centuries of evolution, these creatures have mastered the art of thriving under the cover of darkness, each one a testament to the ingenuity and resilience that define desert life. As dawn approaches, these nighttime specialists slip away, leaving only footprints and faint trails in the sand, reminders of a hidden world that flourishes when the rest of the desert sleeps. Beneath the towering cacti and shifting dunes, a world of miniature marvels orchestrates the desert's heartbeat. Insects and tiny creatures, often overlooked, are the silent architects of this ecosystem, weaving invisible threads that sustain life in the harshest of climates. As the first blush of dawn stirs the sands, harvester ants emerge from their labyrinthine colonies. Each ant, barely the size of a grain of rice, carries seeds and fragments of dried vegetation, meticulously cleaning the desert floor. Their underground chambers, cool and humid, are engineering feats that buffer against temperature extremes. These industrious workers not only gather food for their colony, but also aerate the soil, allowing moisture and nutrients to reach thirsty roots above. Nearby, the sun spider, neither true spider nor scorpion, scuttles with astonishing speed, its elongated jaws ready to seize unsuspecting prey. It is a relentless hunter, feasting on termites, beetles, and even other spiders, keeping populations in delicate balance. Beneath the sand, the darkling beetle begins its day. Its armored shell gleams under the rising sun, a fortress against both heat and predators. Some species stand tall, capturing morning dew on their bodies, channeling precious droplets to their mouths, a masterclass in water conservation. Others burrow deep, waiting out the midday blaze in cool, moist tunnels. Winged wonders take flight as temperatures climb. The jewel-toned dragonfly hovers above rare desert pools, its larvae preying on mosquito wrigglers below the surface. Above, butterflies and bees flit between the fleeting blooms of cactus and wildflower, pollinating in a race against time before the blossoms wither. Each sip of nectar fuels their journey, and in turn spreads life across the desert. Tiny mammals, like the shrew and jerboa, dart in and out of crevices, feeding on insects in twilight hours. Scorpions, centipedes, and solifuges prowl the night, their movements shaping the intricate web of predation and survival. Every ant that carries a seed, every beetle that breaks down decaying matter, every pollinator that visits a blossom, these minute actions ripple outward. Insects and small creatures form the foundation of the desert food chain, nourishing birds, reptiles, and mammals alike. Without them, the entire ecosystem would unravel. In this realm of extremes, it is the smallest residents who hold the greatest power. Their strategies, burrowing, scavenging, pollinating, and predating, are the unseen gears that keep the desert alive. In their ceaseless toil and quiet ingenuity, they ensure that beneath the scorching sun and star-strewn sky, the desert cycle of life never falters. Across the desert, the passage of time is marked not by gentle transitions, but by dramatic shifts, seasons that test the limits of survival. As the relentless summer sun climbs, temperatures soar to searing heights and water becomes a memory. Life here does not merely endure these extremes, it evolves, transforms and adapts in astonishing ways. With the onset of summer, the landscape appears lifeless, yet beneath the shimmering heat, animals enact ancient rituals of endurance. The fennec fox, with its oversized ears, radiates heat away from its body while burrowing deep into cool sand during the day and emerging only under the cover of darkness to hunt. Kangaroo rats seal their burrows, trapping precious humidity inside, and derive water entirely from the seeds they eat, never needing to drink. Reptiles, masters of thermoregulation, adjust their schedules and their skins. The horned lizard flattens its body against the sand, maximizing contact to shed heat, while snakes seek shadowy crevices, emerging at dawn and dusk when the air is kinder. Even the desert tortoise, a symbol of patience, spends months in a state of torpor underground, slowing its heartbeat to a crawl until the worst of the heat has passed. Then, with the rare arrival of rain, the desert awakens in a sudden spectacular transformation. Seeds that have lain dormant for years erupt into bloom, painting the sands with fleeting color. Spadefoot toads, dormant for months, emerge in chorus, breeding and feeding in temporary pools before vanishing once more beneath the earth. Insects swarm, birds flock to feast, and predators follow the resurgence of life. As the brief season of abundance fades, the desert cools, nights grow longer and temperatures plummet. Animals shift their strategies once again. The jerboa fluffs its fur and forages by moonlight, while the sidewinder rattlesnake coils beneath insulating sand, conserving warmth. Some birds migrate to milder lands, while others, like the burrowing owl, hunker down in communal tunnels, sharing body heat and vigilance. Throughout the year, the rhythm of existence in the desert is a dance of adaptation. Each species, from the tiniest insect to the apex predator, has carved out a niche, changing behavior, physiology, and even appearance to meet the demands of an unforgiving world. In the shifting sands, survival is never guaranteed, but innovation is constant. Here the seasons are not just a backdrop, but a force that shapes every life. And in meeting these extremes, the desert's inhabitants reveal the true meaning of resilience. Beneath the blazing sun and shifting sands, an intricate web of relationships unfolds, one where plants and animals are partners, competitors and survivors, bound together in a delicate balance. In the desert, every drop of water, every patch of shade, and every moment of abundance is fiercely contested and fiercely shared. Consider the saguaro cactus, its towering arms reaching skyward. For much of the year it stands silent and stoic, conserving precious moisture in its ribbed flesh. Yet each spring it transforms, bursting with creamy blossoms that open in the cool of night. Bats, drawn by the sweet scent, arrive in flurries, dusted in pollen as they sip nectar. In this mutualistic dance, the bats gain nourishment, while the cactus ensures its future in the form of pollinated flowers and later ruby-red fruit. Elsewhere, the acacia tree bristles with thorns, a formidable defense against hungry herbivores. But look closer and you'll find tiny ants patrolling its branches. The ants feast on nectar secreted by the tree and in return defend their host against intruders, biting and swarming any creature that dares to browse the leaves. In this alliance, both thrive, each a guardian of the other's survival. Competition, too, is ever present. The shade of a mesquite tree is prized real estate, its roots drawing deep on hidden water. Under its boughs, rodents and lizards seek refuge from the midday sun, while seeds dropped by birds and mammals vie for a patch of moist earth. Not all will succeed. Only the hardiest saplings will break through the crust, their roots racing to outcompete neighbors for scarce resources. Some partnerships are fleeting, born of necessity. When the desert blooms after rain, bees and butterflies descend in waves, pollinating wildflowers in a race against time. Insects feed, flowers reproduce, and as the blossoms fade, seeds disperse. Some carried away in the fur or feathers of passing animals, others cached and forgotten by birds or rodents, to sprout when the sands are kind again. Even the harshest relationships can yield survival. The creosote bush, with its bitter leaves, deters most grazers, yet certain grasshoppers have evolved to feast on its toxins, gaining protection from predators in the process. Survival in the desert is rarely solitary. It is built on alliances, rivalries, and the constant search for balance. Here in this theatre of extremes, plant and animal lives are intertwined, each shaping the fate of the other, each adapting, competing, and cooperating in the endless quest to endure. The desert is not just a landscape of struggle, but a living tapestry of connection, where every interaction, however small, can tip the scales between life and death. For months, sometimes years, the desert sky remains an unbroken dome of blue, the land below parched and silent, but then, as if by miracle, clouds gather on the horizon, their shadows drifting over the dunes. The air grows heavy, electric with anticipation. The first raindrops fall, hissing as they strike the hot sand. In moments, a downpour transforms the barren landscape, and the desert awakens. Beneath the surface, seeds that have lain dormant for seasons sense the change. They burst open, sending delicate shoots skyward. Within days, carpets of wildflowers unfurl across the sand, painting the ground with bursts of purple, yellow, and red. The air hums with life as pollinators, bees, moths, and butterflies emerge in swarms, drawn by the sudden abundance. Animals, too, heed the call of rain. Kangaroo rats, usually hidden in their burrows, surface to drink from fleeting puddles. Lizards bask on warm rocks, then dart through the wet undergrowth, feasting on newly active insects. Spadefoot toads, silent for months, emerge en masse from their underground refuges. With astonishing speed, they gather at temporary pools, their chorus of calls filling the air as they mate and lay eggs. Tadpoles race to maturity, for the water will not last. Predators seize the opportunity. Foxes and snakes prowl the blooming fields, hunting prey distracted by the bounty. Birds flock in from distant territories, their feathers bright against the storm-washed sky, feasting on seeds and insects while the abundance lasts. Streams and washes, dry for most of the year, suddenly roar with life. Fish and aquatic insects, their eggs waiting in the mud, spring into existence, transforming still pools into teeming nurseries. Even the soil itself shifts, crusts crack, nutrients mix, and microorganisms surge, fueling a burst of growth that will sustain the ecosystem long after the last puddle dries. But the miracle is fleeting. As quickly as it began, the rain ceases, the sun returns, fierce and unyielding. Pools shrink, wildflowers fade, and the pulse of life retreats. Yet for those brief days the desert is transformed, a place of riotous colour, abundance, and hope. Here rare rainstorms are not just weather, they are the heartbeat of the desert, a reminder that even the harshest lands hold the power of renewal. Life waits, patient and resilient, ready to seize every precious drop. And as the clouds drift away, the echoes of the rain linger in seeds, in burrows, and in the promise of another storm.